President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga today officially launched the signature collection for the Building Bridges Initiative referendum. That event was attended by over 30 governors. But one man was missing in action. The Deputy President William Ruto. William Ruto is not your ordinary Kenyan. He is the principal assistant to the president, constitutionally, because he's the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. But the president was there. The Deputy President was missing. And remember, last week, this event was supposed to be held. But again, it was postponed after the president held a 3-hour meeting with his principal assistant. And from all indications, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are very keen on the success of this particular event. Because Junet Mohammed, who is one of the co-chair of the Building Bridges Initiative campaign, was very clear that they want to collect signatures by the end of the week. So today I want us to look at why probably the Deputy President William Ruto was missing from that particular event. But before we do that, if you're watching this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let's get back to the main issue. William Ruto was absent today during the official launch of signature collection for the Building Bridges Initiative process. But from all indications, the organizers of the event probably invited the Deputy President to attend this event because his seat, from the arrangement of the seats, his seat was reserved. And almost during the entire event, the seat remained vacant. But why was he missing from this particular event? That's the question which most Kenyans are asking. Remember, from the onset, something was also very clear that the deputy president might not attend the event. Because if you look at the program for the day, which was circulated by the organizers, this is, I just want to read for you a part of that program. It says, His Excellency, the President signs the BBI form. Because remember, Uhuru Kenyatta, there were Kenyans who signed, then Raila, then Uhuru. Then the program was Uhuru signs the BBI form. The former Prime Minister, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, EGH, speaks and invites His Excellency, the President, to make his address. Ideally, in an ordinary circumstance, this program would have read, the Deputy President invites the President to make his remarks. But here, the program was clear that Raila Odinga was the one who was going to invite President Uhuru Kenyatta. Then, His Excellency makes his remarks or his address. Then His Excellency, the President, presents the BBI booklets to the regional coordinators. Then, national anthem is played. Then, their excellencies, that's now Raila and Uhuru, leave at their own pleasure. So from all indications, this event was organized such a way that we are going to have two guests, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. Because this event is actually a culmination of the handshake. But from that alone, it was clear that the deputy president was not going to invite the president. And probably that's why he was missing. But why was he absent? In my view, I think he was absent because of 4 reasons or 5 reasons. Number one, the Deputy President William Ruto is already laying the ground to lead the no campaign. That's the first reason. From the onset, it was clear that the Deputy President was against the handshake. He was against the Building Bridges Initiative and is against this particular referendum. And when he sabotaged the event which was supposed to happen last week, his people celebrated. And I remember asking one of his supporters, who is a friend of mine, who was really celebrating, and he called me. I asked this guy, what will happen if next week Uhuru and Raila now turn up to launch this particular signature collection? What would happen? He told me he was sure that that was not going to happen. So I'm sure the deputy president is already laying the ground to lead the no campaign. And he's already identified people to lead this process. Professor Kivutha Kibwana, who is the Makwiny governor, has been recruited by William Ruto to lead the no campaign. For those who've been following the politics of this country, you should have realized one thing, that Professor Kivutha Kibwana was one of the key proponents of the Building Bridges Initiative process. Until that time, he met with the Deputy President William Ruto. And even last week, Professor Kivutha Kibwana and former Machakos Senator Johnson Muthama used a chopper owned by William Ruto. And from the time he started hanging around with the Deputy President, that's the time Professor Kivutha Kibwana started talking against this particular document. When the Building Bridges Initiative process was launched in KICC, he was there. Professor Kivutha Kibwana was in Mombasa. He was in Kakamega speaking. Even at Bomas, he spoke. From nowhere, after meeting with the DP, Professor Kivutha Kibwana is now planning to lead the no campaign. The other person in this team who will be leading this no campaign is Martha Karua, again recruited by the Deputy President William Ruto. And that's why on, was it yesterday, Martha Karua was under heavy attacks online, because most people reminded Martha Karua about what happened in 2017. I mean, in 2007. Many Kenyans really reminded Martha Karua. And one person who defended Martha Karua was actually Professor Kivutha Kibwana. I'm just trying to get what Kivutha Kibwana was saying. This is what Kivutha Kibwana was saying. In Martha Karua's spirited public trial, let Social Media Council continue to ask, was she in charge of the Interior Ministry docket? Remember, Martha Karua was a very powerful figure in Kibaki's government, the Minister for Constitution and Legal Affairs. Very powerful. Did she have a history of compromising constitutional standards and the rule of law? Are there actors in the post-election drama we are afraid to name? Before we find Martha Karua guilty of genocide, rape, and other crimes against humanity, let us also ask, why do we fear strong women politicians? Why do we wish to dim Martha Karua's rising political star? Use social media warriors. As social media warriors must establish an ethical standards. So Martha Karua was under heavy attacks from Kenyans, because Kenyans felt that Martha Karua does not have any moral authority to lecture them on matters, rule of law. So already the Deputy President is laying the ground to oppose, using Martha Karua, using David Indi, and using Professor Kivutha Kibwana. Number two, I think he was sidelined from the event. And because he was sidelined, he decided not to come. I think the organizers of the event witnessed what happened last time when he was given this chance to invite the president. So they decided that the best thing for us to do is not to invite the deputy president. And that's why from the program, his name was missing. But from the sitting arrangement, his chair was reserved. Probably that was for public consumption. But inside, maybe he was never invited. So, or if he was invited, he was just sidelined. Because how do you explain an event where the president was going to attend and you issue a program well before the president arrived? And in that program, the deputy president is not inviting the president. His main challenger is the one inviting the president. So I strongly believe that probably he was sidelined, and then he decided that I'm now not going to come. Number three, why the deputy president missed that event is because the deputy president is focusing on his 2022 presidential bid. His team has advised him that the best approach for him to take, because they don't want a contest between William Ruto and President Uhuru Kenyatta, the best approach for him is to focus on his 2022 presidential bid and just let the Building Bridges Initiative campaign pass. Because they are well aware that there is no way the deputy president can actually launch a serious campaign against a combined force of President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. But at the same time, they are not supporting it, because supporting it would mean people who are now appealing to the deputy president brand of politics are now going to depart him. So they just want the deputy president, his handlers just want him to focus on his bid. So when he goes outside there to central Kenya, he will not talk about the building bridges initiative process. Because now talking against BBI in central Kenya would mean challenging the president. So he will not do that. But he would just continue with these programs, devoid of the building bridges initiative process. And probably that's why he didn't go there, because going there would have meant that he's actually supporting the process. Number 4, I think it's about the anti-BBI narratives. The deputy president has created an anti-building bridges initiative narrative in this country, and people are actually buying. Now, how can he now reconcile that, the anti-BBI narrative, and then tell people that whatever I was telling you that this thing is bad, it's not bad after all, because there's no major changes which has been made to the document. There are no major changes. But the guy managed to convince Kenyans that the document is bad when he spoke last at the Bomas of Kenya. So he created that narrative, and it's been going around the country with that particular narrative. How can he then just come out and tell people that, okay, the document, I'm here and I've appended my signature and it's a good document. So for him to sustain that anti-BBI narrative, he must not appear to be supporting that narrative. And lastly, I think the deputy president didn't want to be embarrassed. The kind of embarrassment he witnessed last time. Probably he realized that this time around, these guys had managed to panel beat the document. And because they had managed to panel beat the document, there were no talking points. Like all the issues the deputy president spoke about last time, most of them were actually addressed. So how was he going now outside, to go outside there to tell Kenyans that, look here, I'm not going to oppose this document, or I'm going to support? So probably he didn't want those kind of embarrassment from the organizers, maybe being left out of the program, things like those. Because I know for sure, if these guys don't want you to speak, they can stop that. The deputy president would have gone there, just sat there. Yeah, the MC calls Raila Odinga to deliver his speech. Raila delivers his speech, then invites the president. What can he do? Nothing. Thank you guys. I hope, because power just went off when I was right in the middle, I hope it has not affected the quality. I really wanted a quality video for this. So I hope you guys are going to forgive me just for today. I have my Kopale. I have ring lights, which I normally use, but you know it's daytime. The windows are a bit open, yeah, and it's a bit cloudy. So I didn't realize that. So you forgive me. But my next video is actually still going to be on the building bridges initiative process. How that particular launch is going to affect the politics of this country. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.